Hey yo, this is Dash, and today, go Birds, EAGLES Eagles are Super Bowl champs, but I'm not gonna, not gonna hold you. Anyway, because of the Eagles, we're using a big green egg today. Oh yeah, to cook a steak. So I know there are a few of you who are fans of the big green egg. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the big green egg fired up, and then I'll show you the process. Hey yo, this is Dash. Get ready. All right. So, not that I really need to, but I'm gonna roll the big green egg out just a little bit. All right. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and get the stuff that's in here cleaned up and out. I'm gonna get my diverter plate put down in here, and we'll get our fire started. All right, so I have the cooker started, and I'm gonna go ahead inside, get my steak seasoned, bring it out here, and let it sit out here on the cooker while by the time I finish getting out here, the cooker should be getting up to temperature. But I'm gonna kind of choke it off and let the steak just sit out here on this cooker for probably an hour or two. Well, probably more than, closer to 2 hours than an hour. But I have some errands to run. I'm just gonna let this go, keep it kind of choked off so that the heat won't go or run away. And I'm just let it do its thing. So like I said, let me go get the steak so I can season it. I'll be back out here in a second. All right, so I'm back out here because I left the camera out here, and I said, all right, before I get in too deep, I'm gonna show you guys what it is I'm using. Using this today. This is something new. We saw it at Sam's. This is garlic onion. It says all-purpose seasoning, garlic and onion plus black pepper and sea salt. I've tasted it. I haven't used it on anything just yet, but for my liking, I'm gonna add a little bit of extra salt to this. But this tastes pretty good. Very herby, and herby, more garlic than it is anything. But you see, the smoker is starting to, the cooker is starting to smoke, which is fantastic. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and get my ribeye seasoned and get it out here. I'll be right back. All right, so before I get my steak on, I'm going to add a water pan underneath this. This is just tap water, and it is warm. I took the extra seasonings that were on my piece of aluminum foil that I seasoned the steak with, and I added it to this pan. I don't know why, it just felt like a good idea at the time. All right, so I have that ready. I'm gonna get the steak on here. I'll be right back. All right, here we have it. This was 3 1/4 pounds. This is a 3 1/4 pound Tomahawk. I'm just gonna lay it right over top of my water pan there. And this last little bit of seasoning. Feel like I don't want it to go to waste, so we'll get it between on top and in that water pan. Hopefully as it evaporates, it'll impart some good vapors into the steak. But I'm just gonna let this thing hang out. Like I said, I have some errands to run. I'm gonna seat it in about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Oopsie. All right, I'll be back.
2 hours later.
All right, you guys are probably looking at this and like, oh my God, look at all that nasty, dirty smoke. That is steam. Remember that water pan that I put into the bottom of the pan? Oh, I can feel and smell it. So, what's, I won't say fantastic is, my smoker is sitting right at exactly 250 degrees. Again, with the fact that I allowed the smoker to kind of come up to temperature gradually, I forgot my thermometer inside. But I just got back from my errand, which was going to charge my car. And after I got back, the steak is at 126 degrees. So I'm going to take this out. Take it off right now. And I'm going to take the water, take the drip pan, take everything out of here, and we're gonna let the cooker come up to a higher temperature. Ooh, look at this little piece right here. Tastes like a jerky. Anyway, I'm gonna allow the cooker to come up to temperature, so we're gonna let this rest, then we're gonna sear it off. I'll be right back. I'm sorry, I left you out here to sit and watch the cooker. So hopefully you guys can see down in here the pieces of apple wood that I had in here are, I'm saying ablaze, but they are rolling. Get my raspberry back in here. Actually, let's get up here, yeah, a little higher. Get my grate back over here. Let that warm up a bit before I get the steak. And actually, we'll just turn this off, and I'm gonna open this up, and we'll let it roll for a little while. Really get some heat up in there before I get the steak. So I'm gonna be back, but can you see? It is snowing. Look. Snow don't stop the show, so I guess I will give it a few moments, and I'll be back out of this in a bit. All right, so while I won't say let this come up to temperature, but it's sitting currently at about 400 degrees. But figured take a break, say go birds. Ask you if you were on the right side of history and choosing the Eagles to win the Super Bowl 59, in case you were unaware of which Super Bowl I was referring to. how was your viewing experience of the shellacking that the Eagles put on the Kansas City Chiefs? Please feel free to recount down below just what your or how your experience was. All right. So I'm gonna give this a few moments. Like I said, we'll let the steak rest for a bit, and then I'll be back out here. Well, I'm gonna stay right here, finish this, then I'll go get the steak. Well, so I'm not quite sure if the slow-mo footage that I filmed is actually going to be in slow-mo or is real time that I would have to slow down and post. But I just filmed a bunch, me coming home and talking about how the steak has been sitting, and I took the grate off and took the post setter out, and then most importantly, I took the steak off because it had reached 126 degrees. I let it rest for a few moments, and then I came out to film something in slow motion, only to realize that my camera was in fact in slow motion, or in the slow motion setting. So I'm hoping that I can, what you just saw was not slow motion, but if it was, this will explain it. Anyway, I'm going to, the cooker is up over 500 degrees. I'm going to open this thing up, and it is about time to go get that steak, and we're going to get it seared off. So searing the steak shouldn't take but a second, and I don't really have much, I don't have far to go on the temp of the steak, so I'm not gonna be out this long. So close that off. I just wanted to look in there. I'll be right back with the steak. All right. So currently showing 550 degrees on the cooker. I'll go ahead and get this thing open, and I don't know, can you guys hear that? Hopefully you can. Oh yeah. Let's get my own, oh, let's see, there we go, that's fine. There we go. Now I can see. We got the flash on. All right. Give it a moment. I'm sorry, I feel like I was blocking your view for a good portion of the time. Need to get my thermometer. 126. So we have room to go. There's a pretty decent fat cap here. I'm trying not to have it too close to the fire. I definitely could have had the not use the riser and had the grate much lower. Sheesh.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just...
I would have been super duper mad had I dropped that, but listen, I'll say this is real life, but I'm sure I'm not the only person that's ever been singed by some fire. It happens. But this one is for me and my family. And it normally probably wouldn't be like this, except I do have real wood down in there. And the real wood is what's creating this flame. I'm not mad at it because if you can smell what I smell, aside from the burnt hair. But I am glad that I had my jacket pulled up because my arm could have been on fire. Safety third, I guess. Take that off the flame real quick to temp it. 131. All right, I'm about to pull this off. I know there's going to be some carryover, so let's get this off and the grill closed down. But Tomahawk. All right, so welcome to testing number 2.
Thank you. Welcome to you too.
All right, so I don't normally like to cut the steak off of the bone, but to make this easier for everyone to get some, I'm gonna cut dips. To make this easier for everybody to get some of the steak, we're gonna cut it off the bone. All right, here. We'll cut that piece off the end because there's a lot of fat there and I know you're not a fan. I'm gonna turn this way. Go ahead, you're reaching in. Can we cut it smaller?
Okay.
Oh, it needs salt?
A little bit.
All right, this is the first time I use that particular seasoning. Get a napkin. Heathen.
It's very good with some salt.
So, I did add some salt to this, but I dipped mine in the juices from the board here. But What do you think?
I think it's very good. Very juicy.
Very juicy.
Cooked well.
Go ahead. You want me to cut it smaller? Or...
You cut that in half.
I say I dipped it on the board and it'd probably be better now. Oh, let me turn it over. All right. So this particular Tomahawk I got this morning from Sam's. I went into Sam's and I had to get some other things, and I saw this was on sale, so I said, all right, well, we need dinner tonight. I also made some sweet potatoes. They're right here. So we're not just going to be cavemen and women and eat steak. So that was very good.
Very good.
Every chomp, I'm sure they're able to hear. And you're mic'd up.
It's very good.
Has he said anything? Let's just. How many very goods were there? Can someone go back and count how many times?
4.
4, you think? All right, we'll see in the comments down below. Anyway.
It was good, very.
All right. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching along as I did this. This was, it wasn't I need to just cut some for you and then you can kind of go away.
No, it's fine. I'm full.
All right. Sure.
Yeah.
All that candy you ate? As he looks at the last piece of candy sitting on his head.
I do have one piece left.
All right. I'm going to cut the spinalis off.
Spinalis?
Yes. That's the ribeye cap. This piece over here. You can see 2 different muscles, but 2 different pieces. Yeah. Give you a little piece to try. Yes. You want me to cut that off or you want to eat it? So, here, actually. Taste tester number 2 is not the biggest fan of the fat on the beef. Okay.
That's just different. That's really good.
Mm-hmm. That piece also has the seasoning on 3 sides. So, versus I'll say 1, but the 2 sides there. All right, well, I'm going to cut this up so everybody can have some for dinner. You guys, please feel free to leave a comment down below. Thank you so very much for watching. And if you haven't already, please take a moment, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.
Howdy. That's good.
Howdy, like aloha?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, butter, baby.
What else? Go Eagles. EAGLESSSEs. Eagles.
I'm cutting this out. Maybe it'll play after the video.
Yeah. You should do another bloopers. The bloopers are so funny. It was one of the bloopers where you started the camera and it's just your face peeking into the bottom left corner. I have that saved in my phone.
All the time.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
I'm glad you liked it.
Yes, the bloopers video was amazing.
All right.
Yeah, there should be like a bloopers of my kids.
I have some saved, say all of you, but some bits I have saved.
Yeah, that would be funny.
All right.
Whew.
And we're going.
Bye, guys.
Oh, you started it back up.
Are
Press the
recording?
button again, yes. The record button. On the other side.
Physically fit.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I can see it being too loud. Loud.
So the camera